Your waking world is shaped by dreams.
If you've got a few minutes and absolutely no clue what the Sandman is all about, awesome. We'll get you up to speed so you can enjoy Netflix's TV adaptation of Neil Gaiman's wildly popular comic books. The DC Comics series came to us under the company's now-defunct imprint, Vertigo. The graphic novels were written by Gaiman and drawn and colored by various artists in the 1980s and 90s. You don't need to have read the comics to understand the Netflix show, even though immersing yourself in this quirky, expansive universe is definitely going to be a heavier lift if you haven't. But that's why we're here. The story follows Morpheus, who also goes by the name Dream, aka the Sandman, and is the lord of a mystical realm called the Dreaming. That's where humanity's dreams and nightmares reside. When we meet Morpheus, played by Sweet Bitter's Tom Sturridge, he's just been imprisoned in the waking world by a magic-obsessed rich guy who wants to conquer death. And he spends a lot of time there. Like more than a century, which gives the otherworldly being ample time to stew. What was going on in his head for 100 years in that sphere?
I think it was thoughts, dreams, if you will, of vengeance. I think that he wanted to destroy the people who had imprisoned him. When he comes out, he is furious. Not because of the sort of mortal folly of them imprisoning him, but because of the consequences that they have enacted upon the rest of their world.
If all of this sounds new, that's not surprising. Though there have been attempts to make the Sandman into movies or TV shows over the years, none ever came to fruition, thanks to Gaiman himself. He has said, quote, "For well over 30 years, my part in Sandman adaptations was just to try and stop bad ones from happening. And fortunately, I was always successful in this." Casting was also important to Gaiman. They had to get the right Morpheus, but they also had to find the perfect actress to play his loving, down-to-earth sister, Death.
Once you've got your Morpheus, then you have to have a Death who you can fall in love with. You have to have a Death who is the kind of person who you immediately go, yes, I would like to see you at the end of my life.
Do you know who I am?
No. Not yet, please.
It's time.
We auditioned a lot of beautiful, talented, brilliant actresses, and whatever we were looking for wasn't there because we didn't just want a good performance, we actually wanted the magic. And then we got to Kirby, and there was magic.
I'm dead. Now what?
Now's when you find out, Harry.
You know, if you are a concept as big as death, you have seen so many people and things, like she says, and worlds, that how can you not have a certain groundedness about you? Because you recognize how big things are. And I think when we, as humans, when we fight and then all of the differences that we think we have are because we are so small and we can't see things on a larger scale. I think so much of it is because we see things on such a micro scale, but if you can see the macro, then how could you not be centered? How could you not be calm? How could you not encourage people to live in the present? Because you know that is, that is all we have is right now.
Okay, let's move on to the other major players. In addition to Sturridge and Howell-Baptiste, we've got Game of Thrones' Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer, the gender-flipped ruler of hell and antagonizer of Morpheus.
Tell us, what power have dreams in hell?
The Fugitive's Boyd Holbrook as serial killer the Corinthian, who happens to be a nightmare escaped from Morpheus's realm. AP Bio's Patton Oswalt as the voice of Matthew, the sarcastic raven that accompanies Morpheus into the waking world.
Dreams don't die.
And Doctor Who's Jenna Coleman as necromancer Joanna Constantine, who might remind Constantine/Legends of Tomorrow fans of someone they know.
This is John Constantine.
I am an accomplished warlock, an expert of the occult, and a master of exorcism.
It's very true to the Constantine that everyone knows and is familiar with. Obviously, the difference being it's the first time we're seeing this character in female form. She's upgraded, like she's doing very, very well for herself. She is now exorcist to the royal family. We meet her where she is very successful and at the top of her exorcism game.
Gaiman himself, as well as Constantine's David S. Goyer and Grey's Anatomy's Alan Heinberg, all are executive producers on the series, and Heinberg also serves as showrunner. And now you're ready to take on the Sandman, all 10 episodes of which will drop on Netflix on Friday, August 5th. Make sure to visit TVLine for all of my Sandman coverage, and let us know your thoughts about the show in the comments. For TVLine.com, I'm Kim Roots.